Good evening, everyone. It's Monday. Everybody loves it's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. How we doing? Anybody with me tonight? Or am I all here by myself? Michelle is joining us. All right. Hello, Michelle. How's things in Ohio? Vina in Indiana. Hello. Welcome. Jennifer, how are you? Good to see you joining us. Molly, I still can't do the baker, Molly. I'm sorry. I just can't. Melissa, Alaska, Adele is here. You're all Angie, the amazing Angie. Yes, we're shut down too. Massachusetts decided to close today. So, I am right there with you in a second. That was my cousin calling me about his shutdown. Hello from Washington State. Hey, Amy. Yes, Massachusetts decided that effective essentially tomorrow, they're shut down. So today was our last day of operation. So that is a little bit sad with that. But, we're going to get beyond this, everybody. We are NART strong, we are resale strong, we will rise great together. Hey, Lisa, Valerie, Michigan closes at midnight. Tonight's drink is sponsored by True Fashionistas. Brad says, drink some bourbon. It gives you your senses back. So, from True Fashionistas, we are drinking Bullet Bourbon tonight. It is our official drink of tonight's call because it brought Jennifer's senses back. And so thus we are going bourbon tonight by their suggestions. And he's right. Well, why would we ever think Brad could be wrong? But hey, So with that, we are going bourbon tonight. Why isn't it pink? I will have to work on seeing if someone has a pink glass for me. That's what I really need to work on, I guess, is a pink glass. We will have to work on that. I will have to shop with some of my friends online and see if we can find a pink glass to go with things for me. That is a great idea, Jennifer. Since everything in your house is pink, I need to work on that a little bit. I have, and yes, Melissa, you have plenty of llamas, pink ones. I will wear my, I'm waiting for my hot red lipstick that has yet to arrive. And hey, Nicholas, how are you? Did you see tonight's drink is bourbon, Nicholas? We are Bourbon Night tonight, sponsored by True Fashionistas in Florida. Is sponsoring bourbon because bourbon gets your senses back. And it did it for Jennifer's sense of taste and smell, and it's going to get all of our senses back. All right, Brad's drinking with me. Now we're all in. And that's why, I thought it had great sentiment for tonight, and it's not just that I'm running out of other alcohol in the house, and I'm rationing, but I thought that was a great moment of symbolism when Jennifer mentioned that yesterday and told us about that and her senses and how that brought her senses back. I thought that would help us focus on our senses here because that's what we're dealing with right now. And we need to focus and we need to work on our senses. I'm going to actually pick up today kind of where I left off last night. Everybody remember my list of all the things that we have survived? Okay, we survived a dumpster fire, a pregnant customer's water breaking, vandalism, the copper stolen out of our AC unit in July, the bomb squad, lawsuits, shut down by the fire department, moving, embezzlement and theft, attempted murder, and if I can find my pink pen, I'm going to write on there, we're going to be able to add to this pandemic. Okay? We have survived all of these things. And actually, I had to message this to a couple of stores today because they wanted this chart, okay, to hang up and say, oh my God, if he could survive all of those things, okay, we can survive a silly pandemic, okay? It seems bleak right now, but we survived 100% of these things, 100%, and we're going to survive a pandemic too, okay? Hey, Crystal joining us now. So, that's really very important, and we're all going to get through this together because we're stronger with our community together. And we've all been doing different things. Melissa's done her videos on online selling. Julie's been keeping us in the loop on any number of things, including getting some sleep, which I plan on doing tomorrow since I don't have to go and open a store tomorrow. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. So, because Julie looked much more rested today. I don't have my ponytail up or anything, but I am, you are responsible. What am I responsible for? I'm responsible responsible for you buying gin the first time in many years, and it was delicious. Wine tonight. All right. Okay. Well, we're going to all get through this together. We are so on top of this together because we've survived 100% of all those other things. And if I can survive all those other terrible things, okay, which could easily have defined me, any one of those things could easily have defined us and our business and our time in business. And it would have been perfectly fine to say, hey, no more, not doing it. But we've survived 100% of those things, and we're going to survive a pandemic too. Okay, so we're going to pause and breathe for a little bit. Everybody take a deep breath with me. Okay, I don't do this well when my watch tells me. I got one of these Apple watches and it tells me to breathe, and I don't really follow it very well. But we need to just stop and breathe for a minute. One of the things that I wanted to bring up that I'm surprised hasn't gotten more talk in the news is the topic and actually the phrase social distancing. No word on health insurance yet. They're still working on that. I hope to have something anytime now, Jennifer, and I will let you know as soon as I do. The nice thing with that is that whichever way that goes, the health insurance companies will date it one way or the other, so you can... That part is easy on how it gets dated depending on what we do with it. But I hope to have in the next day or so some information on that as soon as some of the political infighting stops. But I wanted to talk for a minute about social distancing because, and I'm really surprised the media hasn't done more with this, but it's really a terrible word and term, and especially... there's a lot of mental people that have mental health complexities. Complexities isn't the right word either. But what I wanted to say is we're really going for physical distancing, not social distancing. We are a social people. We need each other. Okay? I'm a hugger. We need each other. Okay? But right now we need to be physically distant. Okay, and so we need to not be socially distant. We don't need to turn off people. We just need to be physically distant. And so I would love if even if the media can't pick up on this, if us in our world can help the world just a little bit by using the word physical distant versus social distant, I think we will have helped our small part of the world by being physically distant versus socially distant. And it will help those with mental health. There are so many people struggling with so many different things. Hey, Julie, how are you? Thanks for all those videos today, Julie. They were really great. I really appreciated them. You missed it. I was trying to do my ponytail. Tomorrow I'm going to try to sleep in like you did. I don't know that I can ponytail my hair, but I'm going to work on sleeping in like you did. But I was talking about mental health, and not only your own mental health and taking the time to breathe and just relax a little bit, but also... for people in general, and using the term physical distancing instead of social distancing. So I would love if we can do that as an industry and take care of that. A bunch of stuff going on today in the political world. You saw our friends in Washington did a whole lot of nothing today, except for argue, and they're good at that. And it's hard. It's hard. You've got to keep in mind that in Washington, okay, they don't do anything good fast, okay? And so there's really this enormous pressure on them to do something, and they're not doing, they're not working and playing well in the sandbox together, and which isn't unusual, but it's disheartening. I'm confident they will come up with something this week, and it will come out. There will be a bill that comes out of this, but it is taking longer than it should be, and part of it is there is an unknown end, so they, putting a tally or saying that this is the bill to fix everything is really hard when it probably won't be the bill that fixes everything. It's a starting off point. But in good news is there are government agencies that are doing things and are doing within their power. Julie did a great video today about her webinar that she was in on with her congressman and the SBA. And again, the SBA loans, that's what's on the table right now. So I still encourage everyone to go for that. Take the time to fill that out. It is time consuming. It is a process. As Julie mentioned, have all your stuff together, all your financials. Some people have sent it off to their accountant. This is all good stuff. Just get it done and get it in so that you start the clock on that. Because Julie had talked about it earlier that hopefully money in your account in 30 days, and at the rate things are going, that would be a wonderful thing if that's what happens. The other thing, the other government agency that came out today and made an announcement was the Federal Reserve. And they are going to be getting their Main Street lending program, which they don't need Congress to be able to do, which is going to allow businesses to go right to the Fed for money and get instant liquidity into the system is the whole idea. The program is not well defined yet. It should be this week. They are working very rapidly at putting this together. They don't need congressional approval to do it. Which makes things happen. So I expect to hear more about that and have more details on that this week for you. One of the other issues today has been, the non-essential businesses. So as more and more states go to non-essential businesses, okay, cannot be open, okay, what are you allowed to do? In Massachusetts, they went one step further and said we can't even do curbside pickup. Okay, so we're not allowed in Massachusetts to do curbside pickup for customers. So we can be in the store, okay, but we can't let anybody in, and we can't do curbside pickup. In most states, as it's defined, you can go in, you can be working. The key to that is, if you've claimed unemployment. So that becomes your other issue with that. Okay, did you file unemployment? And let's just talk about unemployment again for a second, because that's been another topic that I've been getting a lot of questions on. Unemployment, if you are a corporation, you are on the payroll of the corporation, you can file for unemployment. And you're absolutely entitled to it, and should feel no ill harm and should go for it. Okay? But you can't then be going in and doing live videos at your store and such, and working, because you're collecting unemployment. So you do need to weigh the pros and cons of that if you're doing it, okay? But you are entitled to it if you're a corporation and you're on the payroll. So please do that. That is correct, Jennifer. Yes, you have to be paying, you have to be getting paid and ultimately paying into unemployment to get it. Yours is one of those states, I believe, well, yours is workers' comp that you don't have to carry, or unemployment. I know Florida's a little different where you don't have to carry everything. Massachusetts, most of the states in the country, you have to pay into unemployment and you have to pay into workers' comp. I think Florida is the one that you don't have to pay into workers' comp. Florida and Texas, I think, are two of the big ones that you don't have to pay into. But yes, and that's something that I always recommend, is paying into it. So, one of the things I want to start reminding you of You can opt out of paying unemployment as the owners. Yeah, you have to be paying into it. Yeah, Florida is one of those states you can opt out of things, and I never do as owners because I don't opt out from workers' comp either. And the reason I don't opt out of workers' comp as an owner is because if you had an actual claim, okay, and let's say you had a slip and fall and hurt yourself at work, okay, and you went you had to go to the hospital, okay, and they get a CAT scan, an MRI, and all this other stuff, okay, but and then they submitted the claim to Blue Cross, and Blue Cross said, where did this happen? Oh, it happened at work. Well, they're going to say, oh, you should be under your workers' comp claim. And so they're going to deny it, and you're going to be out of luck on that. So that's why I always opt in on all that stuff. And not enough businesses do it. Everybody thinks they're saving money. You're really not saving any money. And that actually brings me to another topic that's come up tonight. And it comes to insurance. You know, a lot of people deal with 1-800-NO-NAME insurance and other things in general because they're quote-unquote saving money. And I'm big on relationships because people like to, just like in our stores where people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust, okay, I choose to have relationships with every vendor that I have, okay, whether it's insurance, whether it is my bank. All these little relationships and working with the small guys help in times of problems. And that's something that I've been reminded about as we work through this because it really is a community. And I've heard from some of you, and some people have been talking about how the big banks have been shutting them off or reducing credit limits until they figure out what's going on or doing different things. And whereas local banks are stepping up. I had one person message me earlier and was like, you know, I went to my bank locally, who I've done business with, okay, who knows me, likes me, trusts me, okay, and told them, you know, where I was going to be at, and, you know, because of the shutdown, you know, next month I was going to be in the negative in you know, by this amount, and they did an instant, you know, loan, you know, everything's covered. So, that's a big deal. And, you know, my bank was much like that as well. I deal with a community bank. They have about 20 branches in Massachusetts. When I opened my account a million years ago, they had like 6. And so having these relationships with smaller entities really does pay off in times of need. And it happens all the time, you know, I mean, even with an insurance agent, you know, the fact that my insurance agent's been in my stores. Horton takes care of a lot of NARTS members, and they know us, and they know NARTS, and they know you. Having all these relationships matters, okay? It is what helps you through your darkest days. So that's really important, and I can't stress enough to reach out to any vendors you have. It's sort of part of my 3 C's that I've come up with for tonight, okay? And, you know, the 3 C's are, first, you have to care for yourself, okay? Care is the first C, okay? Care for yourself, care for your team, care for your customers and suppliers. Communication. Communication is key. You need to communicate with all your stakeholders. Anybody that you're not going to be able to do something for, your landlords, anybody that you need to communicate with, actually communicate. Don't stick your head in the sand. Reach out, communicate, talk to them, let them know what's going on in your world. Okay? They are in this, we're all in this together. Unlike any other thing, any other disaster, anything else on my all this stuff really happened sheet, okay? Unlike some of these where, some of that I was, you know, we were on our own on. But, you know, you're not alone on this. Everybody is going through this, and it's affecting them in different ways. But everybody wants to get to the other side, and we're one day closer to the end of all this, and they want to help you through it. So let them help you. And then cash is my other C for right now. Hanging on to cash in the short run gives you opportunity and runway to make decisions, especially where we don't know how long this is going to go. I know some areas have I'll come back to that again, Michelle. Some areas, I know from schools that I've been getting from across the country, I know in parts of Virginia, I don't know that it's the whole state, have closed school for the rest of the year. Some states have closed to mid-May. And that's an indication of how long different areas expect it to last, partly, okay? But partly, it's also giving certainty, okay? And that's really what communication does sometimes. It's not to set fear that if your school year goes till June, that this is going to go on till June in this way. It's giving certainty to families and such so they can plan. So that's what that communication does by doing that versus having to wake up each morning or next week and see if your schools are delayed. Massachusetts has currently said, we're out till the 7th. But, who knows? A lot of people today are saying, well, I don't believe the governor on that. And, based on today's information, I can't say that I believe him either. But I remain optimistic that this will be over sooner versus later. And that's what I want to continue to do, is remain optimistic. Okay? And be positive about that. We were able to be open for one more day today, and that was great, but now we're done. Okay? So now it's preparing for our reopening. What are we going to paint? What are we going to do to welcome our customers back and be excited for them when they're able to rejoin us? So that's very important, is getting to, envisioning ourselves in the future. So a big part of one of the things that I always talk about in training yourself or seeing where you want to be is knowing where you are now, and if you're closed, that's where you are, okay? You can't service your customers in the way you traditionally have, okay? But what is the future? What does the future of your store look like? What do you want that store to be? Because it's much easier to drive yourself to that in the future, okay, if you know where you are now and you know where you're going, okay? So even though you don't know how long that it's going to take to get you there in the GPS, when you plug that into your GPS, it may be recalculating a few times, and it may add some days or something. But that's where we're all going. That's what we're driving to. We're driving to when all our stores are back open and we're operating at 100%. So that's sort of my 3 C's to get us through this: care, communication, and cash. Okay? To get us through that, and keeping in mind, and I've advised my team the same way, I want them to hang on to cash. I want them to make sure that they're, as one of my staff was crying today and visibly moved about having to close up today, it was, I'm like, okay, hang on to cash, call the people you owe money to, and just make sure your kids are fed. You and your kids are fed, you have heat in the house, and we'll all live to fight another day and get to the other side of this, because that's what matters. Okay? I want to share, one of the things I want to share tonight is, hang on a second, let's get that. Hang on. I'm going to make sure I'm sharing. Yeah, some of the banks, your local banks and stuff, are doing balloon loans that are, taking out a couple months' expenses for you and then having it due the end of the year and everything else. Again, it's just living to survive. You're surviving to the next thing. And remember, if you're having to close, to change things like your timers on the thermostats and such, so that you're not wasting heat for a store that nobody's in, and you're not wasting lights or sign lights or things that nobody's going to see if you're not there. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, and you may not know about where my stores are in New England, is considered yes, that is one of the key things, is consignor payouts, Molly and Michelle. that's one of the things that feeds your business. So you don't want to cut that off. And I know a lot of people think there's going to be a run on the bank, and there's little things that people that are, but overall it's the small amounts, the people that you owe big amounts to, or depending on your payout structure and everything else. The biggest thing is honesty with it, and how you're handling it. So that is a key point in all of it. So being straight with everybody will take you to the other side of this. Where we are in New England is considered Johnny Appleseed country. After Johnny Appleseed, we have a big apple population here and the apple tree. And, the apple tree is rooted at the source, okay? And I'm going to give a little bit of an analogy. The tree raises its crown to the sky, standing strong to support each branch. In the midst of a storm, the tree returns to its core. It strengthens from the inside out. When a storm is past, with broken branches and lost fruit, the tree grows back, each limb stronger than before, and bears fruit and recovers and nourishes the others. One branch, one business does not stand alone. You're not alone running this store. We're a field of trees, okay? And we're rooted strong together and capable of weathering this storm. And that's a message that we were reminded about today. As being part of Johnny Appleseed country. Focus on what's in front of you. That's not what's in front of you. Hugging your kids and making sure your family is fed and the lights are on and the heat's on in your house is the biggest thing to stare at. Okay? Don't focus on those. And message me your schedule of how people are supposed to get paid. Whether you normally mail all your checks out, whether you pay on demand like a lot of stores pay, or how you pay out, and I'll help you work a strategy, Michelle. So please message me, and I'll be happy to work with you on a strategy to reduce your stress with that, because that shouldn't be stressing you. Everybody's going through this. When we reopen and when stores reopen, they're going to be excited to be out. And we are too. I thought for sure today when the state announced they'd be closing that we'd have a run on the stores and everybody, because we pay on demand, that everybody would be knocking on our door, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen, and overall, even over the last 10 days or so, as things have gotten progressively worse in the news and such, yes, we've had payouts and things, but they've been more of a nuisance than anything else, the people that have been looking for money and payouts. So it hasn't really been the big storm that we build it up in our head. So often we build these things up in our head, okay, to be so much worse than they really are. Okay, think of it as any time you've changed your consignment agreement or done anything different in your business, you always say, oh, this is going to be so bad, everybody's going to hate this, everything else, and then nobody notices, everybody is right with it. So whatever we have to do to get through to the other side, people want you standing on the other side. And I've had so many people reach out to us in business that have said just that. I had 3 people just today. Okay, that cared and were concerned about us, okay, and know that we'll be there on the other side for them. They're already worried about what's our date for accepting fall and winter clothing, so they want to make sure they're ready for it. So they want to make sure we're going to get to the other side. We're going to get to that other side. Don't worry, Jennifer. There's no worry. There's bourbon. What's to worry about? Tonight's drink sponsored by True Fashionistas. We are a Bourbon Night tonight, sponsored by True Fashionistas. Everything but the pink glass. So do not worry. Worry about what you can control. That's where you need to make decisions. The things that you can directly control and control now, okay, are the things to make decisions on. Staffing and staffing levels if you're still open or still operating behind the scenes so that you're controlling your costs, because typically beyond rents, your biggest cost is payroll. Okay, so taking control of the things you can control is the thing to be doing right now. That's the most important thing. That is where your focus should be, because if you have that, that will return things to you. Yes, Julie, sweet and supportive. They'll be here for us when we can reopen. Absolutely they will. They are excited about it, and they want to support us now, okay? You know, look at all the things, people that are buying online. Look at the messages people that are doing live shows are getting, okay? That this is people's escape, okay? There's so much negative when you turn on the TV right now, or you flip through Facebook, okay? That when they find your live videos, that is their getaway. Be people's getaway, okay? They will remember you for that. They will thank you for that. And they will understand if there has to be a delay in paying people, they will understand what you did for your community to still be there, okay? They get it, okay? And it's not a sympathy tour, it's not anything else, it's about being there for your community. Just like I'm here tonight, Julie's been here, Melissa's been here, we're all here for our retail community, our resale community, because you're not alone running this store, okay? Your community will be there for you, okay? They have been there for you time and time again. They will be there when this is all over, okay? You will add to the list of things that you have survived. Start making a list, okay? This is not your first tragedy in your business. Unless you opened last week, this is not your first tragedy, okay? And this list isn't complete. All the things that have happened to us, okay? Freaking bomb squad, okay? Getting a call, okay, from your insurance adjuster that says, okay, this didn't happen the way you said it did, okay? Who has a hit out on you, okay? Getting a call like that. Survived all that, okay? Pandemic. We're going to survive that too. What's your list? Make the list of all the things you've survived. The hurricanes, the floods, the cars driving through your stores. What's your list, okay? Employee sicknesses, okay? People passing out in your store. We've had a lady, okay, pass out, okay, from a heart attack in our store. Pass out from a heart attack right at the front counter as she's checking out. Credit card in the machine, okay? EMTs get her, they revive her, they load her up in the gurney. They then have to come back in, they wheel her back, okay? They're wheeling her out on the gurney, okay? And they have to make sure they get all her bags. She's like, I'm not leaving here without my stuff. That other lady was looking at my stuff, okay? We've survived that. We survived that with her, okay? I have the store that I came to that I was, okay, that I scared the volunteer. It was a not-for-profit store. I scared the volunteer so much when I came there, because they didn't know, the executive director of the not-for-profit didn't tell them I was coming, okay? And I came, and they didn't know the executive director for that not-for-profit was going to be there that day. And then I'm there, and I'm taking pictures like I normally do when I go to a store. I start outside, and I take pictures and everything else. An hour later, they're wheeling her out on the gurney, okay, that cashier. I really don't take full responsibility for that. I think she had an underlying heart condition. She did survive. She was fine. But these are all true stories. Okay? All the stories I tell are true. I am not creative enough to make this stuff up. I really am not. I can't, that's why I read you Dr. Seuss, okay? I can't write my own stories. These are true things, real things that have really happened. What's your list? I want to know. I want you to make a list. I want you to email it to me, neil@ecistores.com. What's happened in your store? One of my favorites, and this is an old one, okay? This is an old one. I'll give you one. I'll give you two old ones, okay? And because I used to work every Saturday in the early days. I used to work in the store. I was the store person every Saturday. And I had this woman and her son in shopping, and the little boy comes around, Mommy, 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 look what I found. What'd you find, Jimmy? I found poop, and it wasn't his. Okay, true story. Okay. Right, a deer go through a window at night. Couldn't figure out how to get back out and destroyed the store. Right, these are real stories. Okay, I had a kid, and literally in the middle of I'm at conference, and the store didn't know what to do. You know those kids' play cones, like you mark out that it's a kids' play area. You know, the like a caution cone. But they mark out a kid's play area so that you don't do it. He took 4 of those in the middle of the store, okay, and laid 4 out and made a square, and then he peed in the middle of the square. So he marked a caution area. True story. Happened, okay? But didn't even make my top 10 of things that have happened to us, okay? Did not make it. Okay, a deer would make this list. A deer running through our store would totally make this list. Okay? So what is on your list of things that have happened? Okay? You have the bomb squad, okay? It's hard to tell whether the bomb squad dude is hot when he loads on all that equipment and the suit and everything else. So what has happened to you? Okay, what have you survived that you're going to be able to add pandemic to? Okay? Because we're going to get through this, people. We are so going to get through this. Talked about my 4 C's. We've talked about payments. We've talked about not worrying. Worry about what you can control. Don't be embarrassed. This is a judgment-free zone. Anybody that contacts me, I'm the simplest guy in the world to contact, Neil@ECIstores.com. Again, reach out to your vendors, Monkeys and Hats, Liberty, Traxia, Consign Pro, Computer Peeps, any of them. They are all looking to help you. I will tell you that a lot of people are working on lots of Facebook Lives, Facebook posts, and Instagram if you don't feel comfortable with that. But that is, again, giving your customers, people out there in the world, a break from all the other stuff. Just kidding. Woman peed right at her front, right at the cashier counter. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Only in retail could this stuff happen. But you survived it. We've survived all of this, okay? And we will survive pandemic, okay? A year from now, pandemic? What pandemic? Okay? Because we will rise stronger. Just like a tree after a storm, we will rise stronger. We will reach higher. Our branches will be stronger. Our team will be stronger. Our stores will be stronger. Okay? But we will get to the other side of this. What other questions do you have for me tonight? Let's see what I got here. I'm getting to book time here, people, if I don't have more questions tonight. But keep in mind, you know how to find me on Facebook. You know how to email me, Neil, Neil, @ECIstores.com. We've also set up a YouTube channel, okay? We've set up a YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store. I've put links to it on all the things. If I can find extra lipstick, I'll come on later and discuss single owner run online tricks. Beautiful. And things. I'm waiting for this lipstick. I tell you what, when I have lipstick, when I have that, I will wear the lipstick and I will put on my Superman suit. How's that? And I'll put on my Russian red with the Superman suit. And that will give you something to forget about pandemic with. As of right now, Molly, conference is still on. We're monitoring the situation just like everything else. But I've heard from so many members about conference that they... football, I've heard from so many members of that conference that they need us to keep that going. They need that shot in the arm. And so if we're able to have it, we will have it. If we have to reschedule it, we will. But, we're watching events just like everyone else, and everything. But, okay, so maybe I shouldn't do the lipstick with the Superman outfit. Maybe that should be 2 separate episodes. I do have a Superman suit. I haven't had it on since I've lost all this weight. I may have to do something. I may look like Fat Albert in the suit. I may have to put a pillow in there or something. I'm not sure how that's going to look on me. But we will get there. So tonight's story, while you think of any other questions, is Lily ready for tonight's story? Is that my only child here tonight that wants to hear tonight's story? Tonight's story is, can you say moo moo too? Can you say moo moo too is tonight's story, because we need to have some fun here. Cows say moo, moo, moo. Can you say moo moo too? Cars say beep, beep, beep. Can you say beep, beep, too? Bees say buzz, buzz, buzz. Can you say buzz, buzz, too? She's still eating dinner? We had a late evening of gardening. Ah, must be nice. I heard you got plants. She'll have to watch the replay, Russell. Zip, zip. Zippers say zip, zip, zip. Can you say zip, zip too? See, I eat dinner after our live broadcast. And sheep say ba, ba, ba. Can you say ba, ba too? Trains say choo, choo, choo. Can you say choo, choo too? And that is the end. This book works on our listening, repeating, and asking and answering question skills. Okay? And it's available for $1.49. You can find it on our website. Yes, we scan all our books, and all our books are on our website. So if you'd like to do this, I have it available for shipping. And so I am here for you. I am here for your questions. I will be here every night. We do have the YouTube channel now where we're organizing all the videos that have been posted by myself, Julie, and Melissa, and we're keeping them all there and archived in order so that you can go back and watch them or make them easy to share with people that aren't members of NARTS, because we're supporting all businesses right now. We just have to support everybody. Okay, you guys get it live. Okay, as being a member of NARTS, you get these videos live and first crack at it. And then the next day we post them to the YouTube channel somewhere between 12 and 24 hours later. I'm not in charge of the technical side of that. But we are posting them, and please share it out. This support network that we have here is so important to support all businesses. And while this is primarily resale based, the things we're talking about apply to everyone in business regardless of what type of business they're in. And we're all in this together. I mean, I got a email from one of my vendors, people that I order from. And if any of you that bring in new products, I'm sure you've been getting emails from your vendors, and they're still shipping, and they're working on extended terms, and they're doing anything they can to help you get to the other side of this, because they're in it too, okay? And they know you're going to be on the other side of this. They know you're going to survive. They're going to walk hand in hand with you. So anything they can do to walk hand in hand with you, they will. If you haven't signed up for the Shopify webinar that's happening on Wednesday, please do. There's links to it in the NARTS board. The Traxia, I forget the gentleman's name, is putting on, that's actually giving the webinar on selling online. It applies to Shopify, but it also applies to just concepts of selling online. Keep in mind that a lot of people are just doing lots of posting to Facebook, lots of posting to Instagram, own one medium and just go with it. But keep in mind that ultimately your website you own. So while Facebook is great, Instagram is great, you own your website. So ultimately you want to refer people back to that. I am glad you are able to sleep at night, Kitty. See, I find the bourbon helps with the sleep. But hey, actually, quite honestly, I can drink coffee up till sleep until I stop. But once I stop, I stop. That's why I do these videos before I sit down for dinner. Because once I stop, I sit down. So that's why some of your late night messages that people send me, I honestly don't get to till the morning. But I respond to all of them, or I answer them during these videos. So please message neil@ecistores.com. Contact me on Facebook. Ask your questions in the comments. I will respond to them all. I'm there for you. Even you, Christine, I am there for you. Okay? And we are all there for you because you're not alone running this store. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 8. Have a great night.